Now, internet for Chicago was going crazy because, again, right after our interview, O'Block, the indictments went down. A lot of people start getting arrested in the relations to your son's death, FBG Duck's death. What was your take me through that moment when you found out that that indictment, like people were getting arrested in regards to his murder?
Well, the way these kids is set up, it was only a matter of time. You know, you get so cocky the way you think you becoming untouchable, or maybe they was, so cocky to the point to where I don't give a fuck. I go to jail,
Mm.
but I just don't understand. And it was at 5, and it's so ironic because it happened. Keith was killed on the 10th at 5:56 in the morning. They called me on the 13th at 5:58 in the morning. I missed the call. So I noticed that who it was a police number. I looked and I say, okay, let me call him back. And then at first they told me, Miss Weekly, we just want to inform you. This is exactly how they said it. I'm like, hello. He was like, Miss Weekly. I'm like, yes. He like, I'm so sorry to have wakened you so early in the morning. And I'm like, it's okay. And he like, well, I'm happy to inform you that we caught 3
Mm.
of the young men who assassinated your son.
Mm.
So I say 3. And he was like, we can't tell you they told me who the 3 was. And it's like, well, we can't tell you who the other 2 are until we apprehend them. So I say, well, okay. No, he called me. He say, this call, he say, we caught 3 of the guys. Other 2, we haven't caught them, and we can't, really tell me anything. Then, 5 minutes later, they say, Miss Weekly, we got all 5 of them.
Mm.
And then he said, and one of the young men who killed himself was also a suspect. The baby Zell Munner.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, wow. Because they promised me that, because they would speak to me and give me updates. They couldn't really tell too much. They can only tell so much because it's still under investigation. So I was just happy that they caught them guys and they're no longer on the street. See, people like that, I don't care what go on. When you got somebody that's blatantly and just killed somebody in broad daylight, and because they had on masks or thinking that nobody don't care, that they'll never get caught to the point to where they rapped about it. So basically, they just helped the police hang their own ass, if you ask me. I never knew not now one of them kids. Like I knew all the other kids, like from 2011 to 2014, but I never knew none of them kids that was arrested. I was familiar with one of them because he was the brother of one of the guys who duck dissed in Dead Bitches.
Gotcha.
And he was also implicated in the murder of my first son, Brick. So from me knowing that, it was very personal to this young man. As if he didn't care if he got locked up. I just the risk don't be worth the reward to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you would risk your life, you would let somebody have that much power over your life to where you would commit a crime and now you done lost your life. The federal fucking Bureau of Investigation own you now. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
You was You had a choice to do the right thing by your parents, but now you being forced. You got to listen to them. And it just never made sense to me. Like, I just feel he's supposed to be here. And I feel from these young men, they don't care if they got caught.
So, what does, in your eyes, what does justice look like for you?
What justice look like for me is apprehending the alleged. This all I want. The people responsible for my son's demise. Who all involved, who all associated, whoever hid them, whoever gave them money, anybody. I feel like everybody should be prosecuted.
Hmm.
But we don't know how the law works, and you are innocent until proven guilty. So
Definitely, my heart go out to you because I can only imagine. Does these seeing the arrest and I guess the trial coming up soon?
I don't know. That trial could probably be 2
Yeah.
or 3 years from now. I'm hoping it don't. Like, but I'm well prepared. My family is well
Gotcha.
prepared. His dad's side is well prepared to make sure that we get justice.
Now, were these names buzzing through the streets before the arrest?
I mean, the internet would say that who did it. I mean, like, but I'm like, everybody probably would have wanted to claim that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of areas. But when it first happened, I just started using my brain and my common sense. And I'm like, okay, they say Duck was the biggest op. And everybody wanted him gone.
Mm.
But out of all the sets that so-called he supposed to been with, the only one the mirror protected was Parkway.
Mm. Why you think that?
Because they knew where it came from.
Gotcha.
That's the only, out of all the sets, they ain't trying to protect 600. They ain't trying to protect TYMB. They ain't put no type of another order about nothing but Parkway. The mayor did that. Gave them a set, locked it down, had tanks out there, protecting them people, thinking that some people from Duck side gonna come shoot them.